How's it going, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech. That's otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am. I am from the internet, and I want to talk about something that's started to go on in the last 10, maybe 15 years. Now, when I was over in Arthur, Ontario, one thing that they did is they always put things out on the side of the road for free if they wanted to get rid of it, instead of selling it, instead of throwing it out. And as the boomer generation has gotten older and older, it seems like they've had a lot more things. We've all had a lot more things, and more the free piles have grown here in southern Ontario. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I have a feeling it's going to be about the same thing. Anyways, here's a situation where the folks have moved out. They passed away, and they moved out, and the family just left everything here until the place was sold, and the people who bought it requested things to be taken care of, to be taken out. And we had a nice, huge free pile over here. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Now, ever since World War One, World War Two, we've been manufacturing things like crazy. The industrial age has really taken off, and we've had a whole lot more things that were just easy to find, easy to get. And of course, that brings down the value of things that have already been there, already been around. But one thing that kind of bugs me a little bit is I keep seeing this, and as a tech guy, I notice quite a bit. And there's a lot of people that'll bring me hard drives, and they say, we need our pictures, we need everything. We need, if you can't get these pictures, then I'll die, basically. Now, the pictures are the most meaningful things to these folks. It's always hard for me to see pictures being thrown out. But there's been times when I couldn't save the hard drives. I couldn't save the pictures. And I had to come back later and tell them, you know what, you just leave this hard drive with me and I'll save these pictures and I'll get them later. I'll figure out a way. And then when I did, and I came back to them, it seemed like they didn't even care. It was a little bit heartbreaking. So pictures definitely have a value, but that value is relative. Sometimes it's not worth much, and sometimes they're through the roof, and sometimes they're through the roof. But if you give them a day or two, or 2 or 3 days, 4 or 5, nobody cares at all. And in the end, we all go back into the great scrap pile. Everything does. Everything. And in the end, we all go back to Earth, back to Mother Nature, back to the Earth. And that's how it is. The bin gets closed up and taken away to landfill. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I mean, any religious person will tell you that within death comes rebirth. And the things and the darkness and all of the stuff that go into the compost pile breeds life. There is life within death. There was a tire swing that was attached to this tree. One time, the boy that lived here wound it up, let it go, and I was on it. Whoa! Man, by the time it was done, I was so sick. Started walking home, and I puked by the time I got to about where the bin is. But yeah, it's just the way life goes. It's kind of sad. That's just life, though. As funny as it seems. So yeah, thoughts in chaos a little bit, but it's interesting, the price and the value of a picture and how that value changes over time. And eventually things end up on free piles or going straight to the dump. Doesn't matter how beautiful, doesn't matter how illustrious, doesn't matter how awesome we are. We all go back in the bin, and we all go back into the ground. And sometimes things that are worth everything get sent to nothing. Like, for example, amethyst. The crystal amethyst was once worth more than gold until we found a big bunch of them up in Ontario. Aluminum was once more valuable than gold until we found a new way to smelt it. The Washington Monument has a tip of aluminum they put up there, and when they did, it was worth so much. And now it's ultimately worthless. It's ultimately worthless, and even the Great Pyramids will eventually be reduced to sand Apparently there was a capping on it. You didn't see the bricks, and that capping has worn off over time too. When I see photos in the bin, it always kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Because there was a time those things were worth everything. They're kind of like cars. Sometimes they're worth a lot, and sometimes they ain't worth anything. I don't know. That's just a thought as a computer guy who's tried to resurrect hard drives multiple times. That's it from me, guys. They're from Tech Bits. Take care of each other, will you?